This is Steve.
And this is Sean.
Welcome to Acromedia's High Five.
So, Steve, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to be talking about stock, specific to Drupal commerce, to the point of sale, about how stock works in one system and the other, how they pair together, and even going into a little bit about how, an attribute in one, for example, in Drupal commerce, and how it displays in Drupal commerce. We care more about the SKUs and things like that within inventory. So, quite a few things.
Good Lord, this is a difficult one.
I know. I'm going to put you on the spot. So why don't we first talk a little bit about just standalone Drupal commerce?
Okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought we were talking about stock cars here. So
No. Inventory, sir.
Okay. Our NASCAR episode will be different.
Yep.
Okay. Question for stock cars. Sorry.
Yes, stock cars. Drupal commerce, inventory. How does that all work?
Okay, so the first thing which you talked about is how is stock measured and stuff. And so we'll touch on that. When you look at a product online, that is not necessarily directly correlated to an actual product. If you look at a product online, what you're probably looking at is actually a grouping of products. Okay. So anything that has variations of any sort is a bunch of products put together. So the really classic example is you do a shirt. It has 3 colors, 5 sizes, something like that. That makes it way more products than just one, because you need to have every color in every size. And so what is the stock of each of those? Because you're actually showing this bundle of products, which is weird because that's not how you buy something in store. If you buy something in store, you go to the section and all those shirts are probably together, but then you look for the medium or whatever, right? Whereas online, it's a little different. You're going to get the product, and you're going to have all the imaging, and it's going to just be for that product. And then you're going to pick these sort of parameters as you go along. So that means there's these two things, what we call sort of a product display, and what we call, or now in commerce too, we just call a product because that was a little simpler. And then we call a product variation. But oftentimes in internal systems, that's what it'll think about as a product. And a product variation is what has an individual SKU, has individual stock. You have 4 large red T-shirts in stock.
Yes.
But you may not have any small red T-shirts in stock.
So as an example, then when we're actually talking about a variation, if you have flannel shirts, we're in Canada, flannel, and you have, say 2 colors, you have 4 sizes, and you have, 2 sleeve lengths as an example. You have 4 times 2 times 2 variations, right? So 16 variations. Yeah. And so we actually think of that as 16 different products. When you're actually using a commerce site that's one product, you're just going to be, changing the size, changing the color.
If it comes up in search results, that's one product.
Got it. But actually, it is 16 products. You're just displaying one.
It gets processed through the back end, 16 unique products.
So that being said, then when we use the point of sale, and you actually scan a product or you type in the SKU or anything like that, a product, how it's treated there, I'm assuming then, Sean, is each product is actually broken down to its actual variation.
Yes. But for stock, that can present difficulties. So if you show a product, if you're showing a catalog listing of a product, if some of the sizes or some of the variations are in stock and some of them are out of stock, is the product in stock or is it out of stock?
I don't know.
It's probably in stock. That's the way you usually do it, right? And then if there's no sizes, if nothing's in stock, then that's the only time you call it out of stock. But that can be a gray area. Maybe if you only have double extra larges left, that's kind of an out of stock product, right? Like if you imagine that in a retail sense and you had a stack, you would dump those couple in like a clearance box. You're not going to be like, we have all these shirts. Actually, trick, we only have one size or whatever.
So how does this all work within the platform itself then? It's just a matter of what you deem in stock and out.
That's really a configuration for you is how do you handle that on stock? And stock seems easy. Do I have it? Do I not have it? That's not really true. Do you have it? When can you get it? How important? Is it something that mostly gets custom ordered anyways and people aren't going to care if they wait 2, 3, 4 weeks for it or whatever? Then everything can be in stock, right? Because you can get it, right? Is it a thing that if you don't have it today, having it 3 days from now is like almost useless? Then you don't have it in stock. Like if you're a really high competition item and all your competitors are going to have it in stock, you not having it in stock, now that's a big loss. People are just going to be like, screw this site, go to a different site, order it there, they'll be done in 5 minutes.
So in the use case of you have a shirt and you only have one of that shirt left, it's an extra large or extra large, whatever that might be, kind of like one edge case shirt that you'd normally put in the sale rack, like you just said.
Yeah.
From the e-commerce site, you might actually want to configure in a way to say, you know what, it's just better left that is in a clearance section and that's out of stock.
Yeah.
Whereas because that product
or you
still
set that
exists,
up as its own product
Okay.
display. So you say, clearance shirt extra large,
Got it.
and you sell it directly like that. You don't sell it as a generic
And that's all
shirt,
default
you move it.
functionality.
That's all how you set it
That's
up. Like, I
awesome.
mean, the default functionality is there, but you would have to go in and make that
And actually configure that.
decision or whatever like that. If
Excellent.
you wanted to do that automatic, that's something we'd have to configure because that varies for every business, right? And things could be, you might not do that at all. It might not be relevant. Some businesses, most of the things are a single product, right? Lots of stuff you purchase on Amazon is a single product, isn't all these drop downs. They've expanded more into
I'm actually
drop-downs,
quite
things like that. So-
quite shocked about how flexible it is, because at the same time, then when we're talking integrating a point of sale into it, specifically a Drupal point of sale, that it doesn't really matter because that extra large one shirt is always just going to be in stock. It's going to be the only one remaining, so you never even have to worry about that side. So essentially, exactly how you set up on the commerce side, it's just going to be spitting out what you want, essentially via the point of sale.
What you're really just worried about is annoying the customer, right? Like you're never going to get something go through the system that you didn't want, right? Like if only one stock is or one size and color is available, only those people can go through. But you don't want to be misleading where you go and you're like, oh, this is in stock, and then when you finally go to add it to cart, you're like, oh, actually they don't really have anything.
Got it.
That can be annoying, right? And so you just have to clarify that message. But then you also have to think of like, you might just have to track your potential to have something be in stock. So if it's out of stock, but you can get it in 3 to 5 days, maybe you want to communicate that. Or you want to communicate, this is out of stock and we will literally never have it again. It's a one-off, you can't get more of it. We're never going to make more. If it's a custom shirt design or something, maybe you just never run it, right? If it's just a part that you're waiting on from a supplier, you're like, yeah, no, we'll have more, just order it and it will.
So then, therefore, you can just keep showing it in stock because you can have more.
And so that's the concept of which is a lot of this is done in Drupal Commerce and was somewhat done in the one version, although it was an add-on and didn't necessarily work great, is the concept of transactional stock. So you don't just have 10 in stock. You might have like 2 that have been ordered and are going to be sent out. You have 6 sitting in inventory. You have 5 on order. So like you use that to put your stock together. Your stock isn't one image. It's like this.
Sure, it adds up to 11, but it's actually treated
it's this
like
amalgamation of different things, and in some cases it adds up to 11. But like for your fulfillment people in the back,
that does
it's not 11 because they only got 6, right? But your customer service people, they need to know about the ones that are coming, right? Because if someone goes, hey, where's my thing? And they think, hey, we don't have one for you in stock right now. But I looked in here, we have some that are ordered. Looks like they're 3 to 5 days or something like that, right? So then we will ship your thing out. It's all this system. It's not just we have 10 or we don't have 10, right? If you have a very simple inventory system, you can get away with just a number, but then you have to get into this transactional thing, right? Or you might have like, oh, I have a pending return, right? So maybe you can sell that one out, but not until the return completes, but it might affect your, how you order new ones. Maybe it's a thing that you only run 2 in stock. Normally it's a low volume item.
Yeah.
If you have 2 that are being returned, you don't want to order a bunch more as well, right? Because now you have double. So it's all these other things that you can do with
that
this
you can actually add up, and then you can kind of
stock
figure out
system, and then you can make these rules. It's just that when you decide to do things, you kind of, as the business owner, have to decide what the best way to do that is. That's like half your job is like running especially if you have like all these suppliers, managing suppliers. That's like a job in and of itself, right? Wow. But it can also be like, these are all the things that I have going low. Here's what I should build out for my order. Here's what I should order from all these suppliers and stuff.
Right on.
So we got a little in the weeds here for stock, but
I think that's probably for the best. What's the too long didn't read? It's flexible.
It's transactional. That's the big thing. It's
transactional.
transactional. It's not just you have 10 in stock. It's you have 2 of this, 6 of that, and 1 of this.
Right on. You should comment. If you have questions, we will do our best to answer them. Subscribe to our channel.
You should also follow us on Facebook. You should read our blog at acromedia.com, and you should follow me on Twitter.
You should.
I'm lovely.